young contenders. Some of them were racing on the grid last season. They'd be keen to prove their mettle, prove that they belong, and prove that they can win the title. And of course, there are some rookies who will be racing in a Formula Car for the very first time in their lives in the JK Tyre-FMSCI National Racing Championship. So there's a lot to look out for. You hear the siren, that's gone off in the pit lane, which means those cars are going to be heading out from the pit lane, coming around all the way around the Kari Motor Speedway and lining up on the track as per the starting grid. So what we're going to do is we're just going to wait for those cars to come around, join us on the racetrack, of course, as we head into race 1 of round 1. Karthikeya is in the commentary box. He's waiting to take over. So I hand it over to him. And of course, we'll tell you all about the grid and then live commentary through the race.
Thank you, Roman. Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to the 20th edition of the JK Tyre-FMSCI National Racing Championship. I'm Dr. We're live from the Kari Motor Speedway here in Coimbatore, and we are expecting some thrilling action coming our way on day 1 of this championship. We'll talk about the grid in a moment. Let's talk about how the conditions are there at the moment outside. It is fairly pleasant, if I can say. The temperature around 30 degrees Celsius. Talk about the wind, as always here in Coimbatore. It is windy, 26 kilometers per hour. That's the wind speed. Visibility very good, 6.44 kilometers. Humidity a moderate 67%. And earlier there was a bit of chance of rain, but at the moment the forecast is no rain at all. As you can see, there is quite a lot of activity going on at the track, at the start-stop line for this race to get started. You can see a few cars have gone down the pit lane once again, but the rest of them are joining here on the track. A wonderful setting, picturesque Coimbatore with the mountains, the coconut trees and the windmills in the background. And there you can see on the right of your screen a few more cars going down into the pit lane. Not very sure what the issue is there. We'll get that update shortly. But there you can see car number 22 there lined up on the grid. And that is the car of Ojas Survey of DTS Racing, the lad from Navi Mumbai. In fact, not many cars have joined back on the track, and there you can see on the left, now through the pit, they're going back out again on the racetrack. They'll come through this 2.1 kilometer racetrack and once again join back in the grid. We'll have the formation lap initially, followed by high octane racing. Not far away from the start of the 28th edition of the JK Tyre-FMSCI National Racing Championship. 27 competitors are participating in this JK Tyre Novice Cup race. That's race 1 of round 1. We'll have 10 laps of action in this category. At the moment, from the information we have, 20 racers will be lining up on the starting grid. Apart from the JK Tyre Novice Cup, we'll also have the Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup race later on in the day. Now very quickly we'll talk you through the starting grid. Coimbatore and Abhijit Varavali, both from Bangalore, starting at P1 and P2. Then we've got Sri Vishnu SK, Pratik Ashok, Ojas Survey, Lokit Ligesh Ravi, Adam Junaid, Dhruv Chavan, Harshit Sarda, Veda Vishnu as well. They're completing the front half, followed by Yash Vikram Singh, Aditi Deepak, Shivdev Vasmit, and we got Rajvikas as well there in the mix. Now you can see all those cars that went into the pit initially are now back. They are rejoining the grid. It is Bhuvam Gonu of M Sport, the lad from Bangalore, who will start at P1. Alongside him, another lad from Bangalore, that's Abhijit Varavali of Momentum Motorsports. He will be starting at P2. At the back end, you've got Nehal Patel starting at P20. Remember, he was one of those who's experienced. We'll see how things work out. We got Balaji Raju P16, KP Ashwin at P15, completing the back end of this grid. Now, with the cars lined up at the grid, very quickly, we'll go back to Raman, who is trackside, to have a quick word with the drivers.
Check. Right, a bit of a false start on the microphone, but I'm sure Bhuvan doesn't want that. He starts off on pole position, this young lad from M Sport. Bhuvan, what's the prep been like?
I just need to focus on my driving, that's it. Simple as that.
Absolutely, keep things simple, see what's ahead of you, the racetrack, and follow your driving lines. But coming into the race, you know, you've clocked the fastest time, you're starting off on pole. That obviously tells us that you've been prepping well.
Yeah, definitely have. Sim racing helped. I had a round of MRF 2 weeks ago that definitely helped as well.
So you come in with some experience, I hope you go well here.
Yeah.
All the best.
Thank you.
This is young lad from M Sport, Bhuvan, who starts off on pole in race 1. Let's go down. Cars lining up on the grid in 1 and 3, P1 and P3. There's got Abhijit Varavili starting off on P2 on this from Momentum Motorsport. Final checks on the tires happening right now, making sure that they've got the right level of inflation. And he's all set. He says, all right, I need to start my race, I need to end well, and I need to have fun while racing, right?
Yeah. Mostly about having fun, but the rest of it will happen along the way.
Of course, experience of being here on the racetrack before helps.
Definitely does, yeah.
Go well.
Thank you.
There you go. Of course, we've got a couple of Momentum Motorsport cars that are lining up on P1 and P3. We're just moments away from the start of this race. It's back to you, Karthik, in the commentary box.
So we're about 3 minutes, as you can see, from the start of the first race of the 28th edition of Tyre-FMSCI National Racing Championship. the JK Tyre Novice Cup 2025 to start off proceedings here at the Kari Motor Speedway in Coimbatore. Once again, we'll take you quickly through the grid. It's Bhuvan who starts at P1, Abhijit Valavali at P2, then we've got Sri Vishnu at P3, Pratik Ashok at P4, Ojas Surve P5, Lokit Linges Ravi at P6, Adam Junaid at P7, Dhruv Chavan at P8, Harshit Sarda at P9, then we've got Veda Vishnu at P10, Yash Vikram Singh starting at P11, we've got Panditi Deepak at P12, Sivdev Vashmit at P13, Kaveen Rajapaksa starting at P14. Then you got KP Ashwin starting at P15, Balaji Raju starting at P16, Vignesh Narendran P17, Paul Joseph at P18, Neil Singh Kalsi starting at P19, and Nehal Patel starting at P20. Nehal Patel was given a 5-place grid penalty, initially finished around 15th, but he will be starting at the back of the grid. So this 2.3 kilometer Kari Motor Speedway is ready for action. We will have the race start very, very shortly. It's a 10-lap race in the JK Tyre Novice Cup. 27 competitors, all those 20 are on the grid at the moment. Off we go for the formation lap. It's a good start for the first two initially, although the P2 and P3 is slightly delayed, although it doesn't matter too much because this is the formation lap, and very important to get the tyres warmed up, get ready for when the actual racing happens, where it matters the most, and that is the 10 lap of the race. 1, 2 and 3, all the drivers will look to get their car tyres ready, prepped up for proper action. This is the 28th edition, as Raman said earlier, almost 3 decades of motorsports racing, and they are kind of an institution here carrying this legacy, and well, they say same grit, same passion, but a new season is upon us here. Wonderful settings you can see in the background. It's always lovely to be here at the Kari Motor Speedway. You look towards your right, you see the windmills. You look towards your left, you see the coconut plantation. Slightly pan more towards your left, and you'll see the Western Ghats, the hills in the background as well. So it is always wonderful to be here in Coimbatore, in Chettipalayam at the Kari Motor Speedway. Done with his track duties, he's joining me back in the commentary box. Robert Bonot, very, very warm welcome. It is fairly windy outside. The temperature is pleasant, around 30 odd degrees. So it should be all right for the racers. Comfortable, I can say, the conditions out there.
Absolutely, Karthik. I was just trying to make sure that my little fedora hat doesn't go off. There was a fair bit of wind for sure. I think that's going to make conditions very, very pleasant for these drivers. It's not the scorching heat that we've seen at times at Coimbatore, the Kari Motor Speedway, especially in the afternoons. This is a lot more pleasant. The best part is rain has stayed away, so that's going to be one less challenge for the young drivers who are driving in this first race of the JK Tyre Novice Cup 2025 Round 1.
Well, it does seem as P10 is not on the grid. That's Veda Vishnu will not be starting. So the formation lap is done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a false start there. Clear off. FMSCI National Racing Championship, the JK Tyre National Racing Championship, and it is a decent, in fact, a very, very good start for who was at pole 1. In fact, P1, P2 have maintained, and P3 have maintained their positions. And they're coming through that corner 1, which generally proves to be a little tricky in the Novice Cup category. Raman, thankfully, no incidents there, and we've had a very clean start.
Absolutely. I think the little flutter right when the lights were about to go off, Neil Singh Kalsi, I think, jumped the gun and had a false start. We'll have to get confirmation of that which we will get for you very soon. But right at the back of the grid is where we saw a false start from one of the the drivers right at the back of the grid. I think that's just nerve. You see the lights come on, and then you can only go off your starting block when the lights have gone off.
Maybe a couple of butterflies. I mean, probably eager to get on with the racing action. Although no such problem there for Bhuvan Bonu and Abhijit Valavli off to good starts. They maintain their positions at P1 and P2. As you can see, that battle now going on in car 23 and car competitor number 2. That is Paul Joseph and Vignesh Narendran. There you see, coming to the end of the lap, onto that straight, back into corner number 1. It is Bhuvan Bonu who has the lead. Car number 22, that is Ojas Speedway, has moved up a couple of places.
Absolutely. I think what's happening here is this is going to be very interesting to see whether we see Bhuvan extend the lead. I think he's built up a lead here as Bhuvan Bonu is from Bengaluru, the young driver who drives for M Sport, who's in the race lead at the moment. Abhijit to start. This is of course Bhuvan who I was talking about, who's gone off in car number 14. Then is Abhijit. And then you see the little flavor in the racing, because I get a feeling here that Sri Vishnu, who was on P3, has dropped back at least 3 places. I think he's dropped down to P6 now.
And a good start there for Ojas Speedway as well. He started around row number 3 and he's moved up into the top 3 at the moment. Pratik Ashok also in the mix of things as far as the top 6 are concerned. But look at that, already increasing that gap between himself and Abhijit is Bhuvan Bonu. Coming to the end of lap number 2, it is Bhuvan Bonu who is continuing to lead. In fact, he's clocked in the fastest lap, 1 minute 17.195. And even during qualification, Raman, he was the only racer who could get to 1 minute 17 seconds. The others were above 118. So clearly, he is the fastest on the track at the moment, and he's using that to good advantage. And he's already increased his gap between himself and Abhijit to over 2.5 seconds.
I think there's a battle on now. There is a serious battle on for that 3rd spot. You can see 3 cars in the mix there. There's a serious battle going on. Of course, we also see that Sri Vishnu has dropped back as far as his standings in the tally are concerned. At the moment, you get a feeling Ojas Surve and Pratik Ashok, they're the 2 drivers who are locked in a battle, a very tight battle, along with Lokit. Now Lokit, remember, was very good. He hails from Pollachi, does Lokit, and he's got experience of racing in this competition at this level. Lokit was a part of DTS Racing last season.
I think DTS Racing team will be very happy. I think the GTS will be very happy with the way his team went on to win his teammate is I think it was Leron Samuels who went on to win the championship. So he'll be happy to say more of the same, please, boys. Bhuvan Bonu continues his battle between teammates, and that is Vishnu now also moving up car number 22. You can see they're coming on the inside, car 95, and he's taken that lead.
Oh, he's just closed the door there. I get a feeling that he's just closed the door on one of the M Sport cars, and I feel there may be something in that. They may want to look at that race incident later once the race is ended, but for the moment this battle continues. Now look at what's happened here. Oh, look at the battle here that's going on. Car number 33 with Dhruv Chavan. Dhruv Chavan, remember, is this lad who hails from Pune. Just a little tight as far as just gap being closed down there among the 3 drivers fighting for that 3rd spot. Of course, we're looking at some of the back markers as well, but this is the battle that we were talking about earlier.
Absolutely, I think the first and the second, they've peeled away very easily, Bhuvan Bonu and Abhijit, but Sri Vishnu, Dhruv Chauhan, Yash Vikram, Niels, all along with the teammates that are in contention for that is obviously Ojas Shuve also in the mix of things. We got Lokit there in car number 95, car number 22 also. They're leading that pack. I think they're all the same team members going against each other.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what's happening. But I see one of the drivers, I think he's had a bit of problems there and he's off. That's Veda Vishnu from Madurai. Not happy with the way that race has ended. Veda Vishnu.
Didn't even start the race, wasn't the starting grid when the lights went off. And there's a bit of an incident. That's another car that certainly the race has ended for them. We'll get to that confirmation coming through that straight of the start finish line, probably not breaking in time. The tires getting locked and running straight through, and that will be the end of the race for the young man. Now the battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, if I may say, is intense. That is Veda Vishnu. That was Madurai. Did not start the race. We remember at the start of the race we said P10 was empty, and that was Veda Vishnu. There you can see car number 95. That is Lokit there, signaling some of his team members. Car 20 for the M Sport of Sri Vishnu SK. Now on the inside, looking to make the move. There's that collision. He was on the inside line. Overtakes two and then gets into contact with Lokit. Lokit who's stranded on that turn. That is a very, very dangerous position to be stranded on with the barrage of cars coming in on the inside. And now it's the end, probably the end of the race for Sri Vishnu as well. Look at that. That's what happens. He was coming on the inside. Lokit was on his line. He was fairly okay. But then that impact, I think the front right tire took a bit of beating for Sri Vishnu's car, and I think his race probably has ended as well. No such problem for Ojo Surve, car number 22. He continues to motor along, and there is that battle between him and car number 5, and that's Pratik Ashok, the lad from Bangalore. The Bangalore lads are in the top 5. We have Bhuvan Bonu, who's from Bangalore. Then we got Abhijit as well, who is from Bangalore, and that's Sri Vishnu, the local boy from Coimbatore. Unfortunately, that's the end of the race for him. Now 22 Ujas Surve continuing on to that start finish straight, crossing the start finish line to end of another lap, and you can see how far away Bhuvan Bonu is, the race leader. It's not even in the frame.
Disappointment though for Lokit, the way that collision happened between him and Sri Vishnu, ending the race for both drivers. That was the unfortunate part. One of them from M Sport and the other from DTS Racing. Problems there for both teams, but now we've got these two DTS Racing cars that are locked in a battle. You've got Pratik Ashok and Ojas Surve. Of course, this is what is happening in the middle of the pack. Remember, right at the top, the way things stand, it's going to be another interesting story because Bhuvan has actually had a good run so far.
He's comfortably about more than 3 to 4 seconds ahead of his nearest competitor. So that's easy pickings for him. But this is the battle we're keeping an eye out on. Teammates, the DTS team duo. And then closely followed by another teammate in Sivdev Vasmith in car number 44. That's the battle between Surve going on. Ojas Surve along with Pratik Ashok, two team members. And at times it's good because when two team members are racing together, fighting for that spot, they generally go on and push each other another notch higher.
That was a healthy lead for Bhuvan Bonu, who's pulled away from the rest of the pack in car number 14. And what we're seeing now is car number 12 of Abhijit Vadavali, who is from Momentum Motorsport. Remember, started off on P2, but he's way behind Bhuvan Bonu, who's just pulled away from the rest of the pack. This is the battle that we were talking about earlier that was on in the mid-pack. Remember, the way things stand, Ojas Surve has had a good run. Pratik Ashok's giving him strong company and a challenge there. But remember, those two drivers are both from DTS Racing. So you don't want to be colliding with each other and cutting out team points. Just be careful about that. Another driver. Meanwhile, his race ends. That's Paul K. Joseph. His race has ended. He's from Ernakulam, from Perambavoor in Ernakulam district. His race has ended there.
You see your race leader, Bhuvan, absolutely miles ahead of Abhijit Vadavali. That's the battle now. Now team members are arguing. That's never a healthy sign. And it is Ojas Surve, car number 22, showing his hand to his team member, saying, Pratik Ashok, let's not lose another car. We've already lost one. And the yellow flag is out, Raman.
Yes, so no overtaking allowed. That's something that these two drivers need to be careful about. Pratik, who's behind Ojas, just needs to be very careful. It was not allowed in that corner. Now it is. So he just goes on, takes the chance. We're bringing to you live pictures from the drone camera. What a lovely bird's eye view it was of the Kari Motor Speedway here in Coimbatore.
Raman, terrific presence of mind there from Pratik Ashok. He saw the yellow flag, held back, and then suddenly realized, okay, it's only for this corner. And then very quickly got one better of his teammate and went on to overtake him. Now, although it is Ojas who's back ahead, this is a very interesting battle between teammates. Ojas Surve along with Pratik Ashok, both from DTS Racing. Remember, they've already lost one, that is Lokit, car number 95 in that incident, along with Sri Vishnu of M Sport.
Yes, Sridev Vasmith also joining in that battle. But this is a quick sight of Abhijit Vadavali, the lad from Bangalore. Oh, meanwhile, this is a different battle that's brewing in the mid-pack. A couple of drivers joining in, including Neil Singh Kalsi, who's in the mix in car number 3.
It's brilliant from Neil because he started at team 19, remember, way back. Although might have had a false start. We'll get to know at the end of the race if there is any penalty, any seconds or any places. But he's done very, very well to move up the track, move up the order. And this battle now is a four-way battle between Neil. Now he's trying to make his move on Sridev Vasmith. The two still going at each other in Pratik Ashok and Ojas Surve. This is now coming on the back end. Ojas on the inside. In fact, yes, does manage to hold on. Very, very well done. Although Pratik Ashok is pushing him till the very end. Now Neil on the inside trying to get one better, and he does so off Sridev Vasmith. Now coming to the final lap. This is the checkered flag being waved. It will be Bhuvam Bodu or will take the checkered flag. It seems, oh my word, this is what we were worried about. Car number 5 of Pratik Ashok colliding with Ojas Surve's car. Ojas look, trying very hard to keep it on the track, and he's done very well to get over the start finish line. And look at that, he's just sliding sideways. And well, this is what we were worried about, Raman. You know, two teammates going at it, and it's absolutely out of control. That car of Ojas Surve, the lad from Navi Mumbai, always crossed the checkered flag, crossed the start finish line. This is where that incident happened. Very, very unfortunate for Pratik Ashok. It was the final corner of the race where he went on. And look at that, tremendous control despite all those slides and glides coming from Ojas, to continue to stay on the track and cross the start finish line. You can see the damage in the back left or tire of his car, and he's got his teammate along with him in Aditya Deepak. He's probably having the word. He won't be going through to the pits, it seems. Ojas, he'll probably park his car there somewhere on the left. If he can get through towards the pits, I think he will do so. Race winner, car number 14, Bhuvan Bomu of M Sport. Bhuvan Bomu, the lad from Bangalore, takes the checkered flag, followed by car number 12, and that's Abhijit Vadavali, another Bangalorean, finishing in the top 2. So it's a Bangalore 1-2, one can say. Although as far as the teams are concerned, it's M Sport. Bhuvan Bomu in his M Sport finishes first, followed by Abhijit Vadavali in Momentum Motorsports coming in second. Entertaining race, not without incidents, I might say. Although we were delighted to get the race off without any incident on the corner 1 of the lap, of the starting lap. But then as the race progressed, we had a couple of incidents, 2 of them involving DTS racing team. One with the DTS and an M Sport, where we had Lokit and Sri Vishnu coming into contact with each other, while the second one, it was Pradeep, Ashok and teammate Ojas Surve who came into contact with each other's cars. And
what a fantastic race by this young 15-year-old from Bengaluru, Bhuvan, notching up a race win from start to finish. Led it from pole position till the end.
Yep.
Just talk us through the race. What were the plans that you had coming into the race and how did you execute them?
I mean, the only thing I was thinking about was just trying to focus on my lap time, just trying to build a gap to everyone, and smooth race.
Absolutely. There was absolutely no challenge whatsoever for you. It seemed as if you were racing against yourself.
Yep. It kind of felt like qualifying, actually.
Which is exactly because you had a clear track in front of you, nobody pushing you from behind. The car handled well.
Yeah, superb. Thanks, M Sports, an amazing team. The car is brilliant. Everything I could have wished for, actually.
Great start to the season. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's have a quick chat with the man who's come in second. Again, a run for, you had this thought, Abhijit, that you'd probably be able to push him on the first corner, but from there on, I think there was great pace on the car for Bhuvan.
Yeah, it was solid pace. I mean, the goal was always to either get the lead in lap one or, I mean, I knew he had the pace, I knew he'd pull away from me, but start just didn't go to plan. But I mean, after that, I was able to show strong enough pace to pull away from the pack behind, even though I made a few mistakes through the race. Didn't really matter in the end, so I'm just happy that I brought it back in one piece.
Well, the important part is you pulled away from the pack behind you because there was crazy action unfolding for 3, 4, 5. We were in the commentary box and those positions were getting traded a dime a dozen.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it in my mirrors for the first couple of laps. Cars all over the place, and I knew, like this is what happened to me last year. I was stuck in the pack, and you end up in those situations. That's why quali is very important. So I'm glad, I was able to pull it through and actually, get to the part of the race where it actually matters to go fast,
Well done. A second place finish for you. Good job. There you have it, Abhijit. It's had a good run here. Starting off race 1 with a second place finish. Let's come around here and have a chat with Ojas Surve. Now, if there was drama, Ojas, come here and we'll have a chat with you. If there was drama that unfolded in this race, well, Ojas was pretty much in the thick of all the action. There was action happening in front of you, and then of course you were involved in that. The car took a bit of beating as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, what an insane race. I'd say, even though it's just P3, I'm very proud of myself for this one. Because what happened was throughout the race, I was just defending. Everybody was behind me. I had lost the slipstream of Abhishek ahead of me. So I was just making sure that, I was keeping the ones behind cleanly, of course. There were a few yellow flags. There was chaos everywhere. And then going into the last lap, going into the last corner, I'm not sure who hit me.
I think Neil.
Okay. I got completely whacked. I thought that's it. God damn it, DNF. But the car still had drive. And I was sideways across the finish line, crabbing, and it was just.
Yeah, just talk us through those final seconds, because we could see that you were struggling to keep the car straight on the track while steering to your left, because the car was going in a different direction.
Yeah, because the car wanted to go right, because my, if you can see, my rear left wheel got whacked.
Gotta see that. Gotta see that. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at that. We'll just explain to you how difficult this was for Oja's survey, because you see that rear suspension's taken a bit of beating. There was a contact there. Still managed to keep the car running.
Yes. Thankfully, the drive shaft didn't go. Just I think one of the anchor points is gone. And yeah, I just kept the car on track. And I need to finish. That's what was most important. Thankfully, none of anybody from the back got a drive, and they could pass me. And somehow I just finished. I need to look at the replay because I think it was really close, right?
It was very close. Not really a photo finish, but yes, close.
And then I thought, okay, I'll switch the car off, get out. Then I'm like, no, I have an interview to do. So I better drive in slowly. And that's what I did. So,
Talk about drama and action unfolding in race 1 of round 1. Well done, Ojas. Congratulations on the 3rd place finish.
forward to seeing you in race 2 and 3.
Absolutely. We're hoping for that for you as well. That's what we have from our podium finishers. Back to you, Karthike, in the com box.
What a cracking start to the 28th JK Tyre-FMSCI National Racing Championship. Race 1, round 1. It was the Novice Cup, and a brilliant start to the day. Now moving on to the next race, and that's the Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup 2025 presented by JK Tyres. We have 24 competitors on the track, 12 professionals and 12 amateurs. How best to identify? Well, you see the numbers in front of the bike. The numbers written in red are the amateurs, while the numbers written in black are the professionals. So it will be a very, very exciting race. We've got defending champion Navneet Kumar also there, along with somebody who's always challenged for the championship, Anish Damodar Shetty, the lad from Bangalore. You can see the difference there. The bikes in the back row have numbers marked in red, while the bikes in the front row have numbers marked in black, and that is the differentiator between how you can identify if it's a pro racer or an amateur racer coming through. As you can see, the riders have left the pits. They'll take a lap around the Coimbatore Speedway and line up at the start-finish line for the grid, and then we'll have that one formation lap, obviously, and then that will be followed by 10 laps of racing in the Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup. Bird's eye view there from the drone camera of the Coimbatore Speedway. Beautiful setup. We'll have Anish Shetty, who will be starting at P1. It's competitor number 10. Sheshadri there, bike number 10 with the black numbers. Bikes coming through that back end are always wonderful. Talking about these bikes, 650cc race made heavy as well, fairly, and obviously there has been a street to track campaign that was run earlier this year, where there was a scouting and talent hunt from North Zone, East Zone, West Zone, South Zone. And 60 best riders were selected, and of those 60, total of 24 were then picked. The fastest 24, 12 in each category, pro and amateur, were then picked up and are now part of this race. All the way from Guwahati to Bangalore to Udaipur, Mumbai, Kalyan, Vadodara, Thane, local boy Coimbatore, Rajkumar here as well, Trivandrum, Jaipur, Pondicherry. Every part of India has had their chance. All the young talented players have had a chance to show their racing skill and try and get into this category. Well, obviously the fastest 24, 12 of each have gone on to make it here at the Coimbatore Speedway in Coimbatore for the Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup. Will be very interesting to see how this battle between Anish Damodar Shetty and Navneet Kumar pans out. Anish, lad from Bangalore, and Navneet from Pondicherry. Navneet, remember, won the championship last season. He's starting at P2, and Anish Shetty is at P1. Kayan Zubin Patel, he's also been around. He will be starting at P3. This is the 5th year of the Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup, and this is the first race of this category in the 28th edition, the first round. Remember, this is the second race of the day, but it is the first race of this category. 10 laps of racing action coming your way in just a few minutes. As you can see, the bikes have almost gotten to their positions on the grid. Unlike the cars, where you have two cars side by side on the starting grid, in the Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup or in motorbikes, you have 3 cars lining side by side, albeit also obviously with a little bit of difference between P1, P2, P3. And that is the slightest of advantages that Anish Shetty will be looking to capitalize on. He's starting at P1. Navneet Kumar will be hoping for a good start, and so will be Kayan Zubin Patel. We got Raj Kumar as well the local lad from Coimbatore. He will be looking to make an impression here. He will be looking to get off to a good start straight away. Now, the first corner will, as always, will be very interesting. You can see in the back of the shirt, the street to track. That was a campaign run by Kari, and was very, very successful. Went to every part of the country to get the talented riders a chance to make it to the big stage. And we've got the 12 fastest professionals and the 12 fastest amateurs now lining up here for this race. Final few settings going on before we have the start of the race, but you can see 5 minutes to go, and well, as always before the start of the race, we have the usual suspect, Raman Manod, who will be there on trackside. He'll have a quick chat with some of the riders there. I'm very sure he'll get hold of Anish Shetty. He'll probably get hold of Navneet Kumar as well, who is the defending champion.
Well, we're just about to get underway with the first race of the Royal Enfield GT Cup, and the man who starts off on pole position is very familiar with this particular position and also winning the titles in the past. Anish Shetty, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Feels good to be back here, especially in the pole position. And it's a thriller 3 race weekends this weekend, so we're looking forward for good results and bag home max points we can.
How's the prep been? I believe there are a lot of youngsters who've gotten an opportunity and got familiarized with the track. For a pro like you who's been around for so many seasons, how's the prep been?
I mean, it's good. We've really helped them, train them and get them up to qualify. It also is good that with just the span of 4 days of training, these guys are qualifying in the 110% with the pros. So we've really picked up the right set of talents by doing the street to track program as well. I think that's amazing.
The good part is amateurs are giving the pros a bit of a run for their money in terms of timings as well.
Definitely, yeah, that's the fun part of it.
Well, go well for the race today. There you have it, Anish Shetty. Let's have a quick chat with the man who starts off on P2, Navneet, all set for this one.
Yeah, feeling great, and it's race weekend, so let's go.
Absolutely. As a racer, that's the standard statement that you hear. It's race weekend, so let's go. No messing about. It's the start line, and then you just see the checkered flag towards the end.
True that, and I've been waiting the whole year for this season, and it's here, so no waiting, just attack and take the P1.
Go well.
Yeah, for sure.
Like that positive attitude, attack and go well. The intent is so very clear about how he wants to approach this. Of course, Ruben's here as well on P3, another one of the pros who's been on the circuit long enough to knows what it takes to win. What about this particular season?
So this particular season is honestly a great season. Royal Enfield has honestly taken a very great initiative to bring out the best for the riders. And yeah, the competition is tough. It's going to go down till the last lap. And the crowd is also going to enjoy because it's going to be a tough fight till the last lap, last corner.
Oh, absolutely. It's always been that case with the pros. But the interesting part we've seen over the last few seasons is that some of the amateurs seem to be clocking great lap times as well.
Yeah, it's the same this year also. There are like 1 or 2 amateurs which are keeping up with the pros, which are starting also ahead of the pros. And it's great to see that there are so many talented riders out there putting out these lap times. So Royal Enfield is doing a great thing.
Well, thank you for the kind words and wishing you well for the race. Go well. That's the front row for you. We've got Anish Shetty starting off on P1, on P2. It's Navneet Zerban starts off on P3. There's a whole lot more down the grid, but we've got very little time. It's a 10-lap race, remember. Just about to get underway. Back to you, Karthik, in the com box.
Thank you, Raman. Yes, it is a 10-lap race. Very quickly, we'll take you through the starting race. It's Anish Shetty, a former champion, starting at P1. Navneet Kumar, the defending champion, starting at P2. We got Kayan Zubin Patel starting at P3. Then we have Raj Kumar, the local lad, starting at P4. Sudhir Sudhakar at P5. Pradeep C at P6. We got Varun Patil at P7. Ashish Patel at P8. Amal VP at P9. Brian Nicholas starting at P10. Anish Samson at P11. Then you got Joring Varisa at P12. Sheshadri at P13. Saran Kumar at P14. Coimbatore at P15. You got Brendan D'Souza starting at P16. Swapnil Dixit starting at P17. And you got Rushabh Gala starting at P18. They'll be followed by Soham Kane at P19. Saurav Dey at P20. Kabir Sahoch at P21. Shamal Das P22. Vivek Pillai P23. And Karan Arora starting all the way back at P24. A 10-lap race in the Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup about to begin. That is the formation lap. And once that's done, there's a clean start for all. No stops, no jerks. So that's very good. And like I was telling you earlier, the way to identify the difference between professionals and amateurs is the color of the number on their bike. The bikes with the numbers in black are the professionals, while the bikes with the numbers in red are amateurs. Will be a cracking contest right at the top of the grid between Anish Damodar Shetty and Navneet Kumar. One is a former champion, one is a defending champion. And while we're talking about these two, you can never ever rule out the likes of Kayan Zubin Patel, Pradeep C, Sudhir Sudhakar, Raj Kumar as well. So it's going to be very, very interesting. The front two rows, the top six are very competitive, although it is Anish and Navneet who had the fastest laps, under 1 minute 17 seconds only for these two. Anish was 1 minute 16.597 seconds, and just a hairline behind him was Navneet, 1 minute 16.709 seconds. So not much to choose from between the two of them. When you're on the racetrack, when you're in a race, it's those minute details that can decide the winner, who takes the top of the podium, who takes the second step, and who comes in third. Kayan Zubin Patel, he was very happy how the preparations have been for this race, so he'll probably be eyeing a podium place as well, and the higher the better, obviously, for each and every rider here. But the battle I'm personally looking out for is the former champion and the defending champion, Anish and Navneet Kumar. Anish starting at P1. He will be looking for a good start. Navneet Kumar would want to continue from where he left off in the last season. Navneet in bike number 1, Anish in bike number 2. Then you got Kayan Zubin in bike number 3. Ashish Patel bike number 4. Rajkumar bike number 5. Pradeep C in bike number 6. And Sudhir Sudhakar in bike number 8. And these are only the professionals that I've spoken about. You got Coimbatore as well coming in from Guwahati. In fact, there's representation from all across the country. We'll talk more about that during the race as the formation lap is completed. You can see the trees behind. It is fairly windy here at the Kari Motor Speedway. As always, I might add, there's always an asterisk here when it comes to Kari Motor Speedway, Coimbatore in particular, with all the wind blowing across. Looking on with anticipating eyes, the fans. Off they go now. It is a good start there for Navneet Kumar. It's a good start for Anish Shetty as well. The front rows have done well. Bike number 2 of Anish Shetty is on the outside, and it is the defending champion Navneet Kumar, who straight away taken the race lead by corner 1 and 2. And well, there is that bit of scramble at corner 1 as you would expect, but no damage done. All riders are on their bikes and continuing to race, done with his race track duties, and back in the com box in the comfort of the air conditioner. We got Raman Manod back in the house.
Thank you, Karthikeya. Yes, it's going to be quite a challenge, but you're talking about representation from across the country, right from, of course, the hubs that we've seen, Bangalore, Coimbatore, Delhi, even for that matter, when you talk about Guwahati, we've seen racing action races come through from there, but we got bikers who've come in from Vadodara, from Trivandrum, from Umrangso, from Kalyan in Bengal, from multiple parts of the country, from Mumbai as well. That's the beauty of it. Udaipur as well. There's Karan Arora, who hails from Udaipur, who is a part of the grid.
I think that's the beauty of this event. You know, we had that street to track campaign as well run, and that's a close battle between Navneet and Anish. At the moment, you can see the front two are going at it, Tyre Zubin Patel is also in the mix. I think he's not very far behind the front too. So it was these three we will certainly keep an eye out on. And also Pradeep Singh, bike number 6 there. And oh my word, did you see that for a fraction of a second? That is a collision there. Seems to be hurt a little bit. That's bike number 5. That's Rajkumar, the local boy from Coimbatore, and Sudhir Sudhakar, if I am correct.
Absolutely. 2 experienced bikers are now not a part of this race anymore. Both of them in the professional category. Oh dear, there's another one.
And that's the defending champion Navneet, who's skid and seems to be in a bit of pain. Bike is fairly heavy, and the only way I think you can rejoin the race is pick it up yourself and get it started and going.
Absolutely. This is really a moment of being distraught as far as the bike is concerned. I'll take another look at what happened there. I think just lost control there. Oh, just tilted a little more to the side, lost the center of gravity there, did Navneet Kumar, and that is a very heavy bike. And in the position that he is in, he's struggling to get that bike up by himself.
Or you can see he's been helped out by the marshals. He's off the track now. That's certainly the end of the race for him. You can see the staff just urging the marshals to get him as far away from the track. The yellow flag is out. I'm not very sure if it's out for the entire corner. And you can see there's a bit of debris as well on the racetrack. That's something the riders will have to be careful of.
I think that was because of the incident involving the earlier 2 riders, Raj Kumar and Sudhir Sudhakar, were the 2 riders involved in the earlier incident, and the corner where you saw debris was related to that incident. Navneet just lost his center of gravity on the turn there and then just tipped over.
I think a nightmare start to the season for the defending champion, although it makes things a lot easier for Anish Shetty because he's now got one less challenger in this race. Well, that is, we can say, collateral damage that's left behind.
Not dinky bikes, I can tell you that. Those are heavy duty bikes. The Royal Enfield GT bikes are not that light to lift, I can tell you. So it's quite a challenge.
Close to about 200 kilograms, if I'm correct, these bikes. So, and well, certainly, especially when you've taken a tumble, it's never easy to pick them up and get back on the racetrack. Although, touch wood, no such problem for the others. Still, there is that debris on the track, and it is Anish Damodar Shetty who continues to lead. He is followed about a second behind by Tyre Zubin Patel, the lad from Mumbai. These 2 are leading the race. You can see bike number 2 and bike number 3. Then you got Ashish Patel in bike number 4 coming in 3rd. Anish Samson is in 4. Brian Nicholas, one of the amateurs who is in the top 5. He obviously is leading as far as the amateurs are concerned. And the second in the amateurs ranking is Joring Varisa. Joring Varisa, who comes from Umrangso, one of the amateurs. So that's the front 2 as far as the amateurs are concerned. And there you see, quite comfortable on his bike is Anish. Although we did see the defending champion take a tumble, as you saw, said Raman lost his center of gravity. And these were the fine, minute details we were talking about in the race.
Absolutely. And remember, last season, Anish Shetty missed a full round because he wasn't well. So he had to skip 1 full round and missed out on valuable points for that entire round, the set of races that happened in that round, and therefore couldn't be in contention for the overall title. And I was talking to him before the start of the race. He said, I've come all prepped up for this. And he's one of those bikers who believes, or riders who believes a lot in fitness training, does immense amount of fitness training, does Anish Shetty. And it's clearly evident, because these bikes are not that easy to handle.
And credit where is due, Raman. Despite missing an entire round, he still finished 2nd in the Riders' Championship. So if one can just imagine if he had that round under his belt, probably could have taken the championship. But what's gone is gone. Focusing on a new season, same grit, same passion, but a new season. Season number 28 of the JK Tyre-FMSCI National Racing Championship. 2nd race of round 1 of day 2. First in this category as the Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup very comfortably Leading the way is Anish Damodar Sethi, about 2.5 or 3 seconds ahead of his nearest competitor in Kayan Zubin Patel.
What was happening behind these two was very interesting. In the mid-pack, there was a battle on between the amateurs. We caught a glimpse of that. Shamal Das and Brandon D'Souza were involved in a battle. That was in the mid-pack between the amateurs. Of course, what we're catching sight of is Anish Shetty, the race leader in the pro category. He's built up a healthy lead between himself and the second placed Kayan Zubin Patel. Two pros, difference almost about a second difference between them.
And these two in fact peeled way ahead of the rest. As you can see, bike number 6 there, Pradeep C. Bike number 12, that is Anish Sampson as well there. And there's bike number 16, that's Brian Nicholas, Brian Nicholas, who comes from Pondicherry. He's leading as far as the amateurs pack is concerned, and for an amateur to be involved in the mix at the top with the professional says a lot about this lad's talent.
Another handy sign when you've got young bikers coming in from different parts of the country. Talk about Brian Nicholas from Pondicherry in the amateur category, giving the pros a run for their money right now. He's actually contesting within the top 7 or 8 bikers overall. Remember, it's a mixed grid where you've got the pros and the amateurs together on the grid.
12 professionals, 12 amateurs. The fastest 12 of both categories have been picked for this event. Remember, there were 60 who were selected from that street to track campaign. Of those 60, then there was the laps, there was more racing action, and the 12 fastest were then picked for and selected for this campaign, for this event. That's the Royal Enfield Cornwall GT Cup at the JK Tyre-FMSCI National Racing Championship 2025. Round 1 has started, not the way defending champion Navneet Kumar would have wanted, although Anish Shetty continues to lead. There's that battle for third going on. There is Pradeep C involved. There is D. Anish Sampson, the lad from Bangalore, also there. Bike number 11 of Varun Patil there as well. And then you can see the amateur in Brian Nicholas in the mix of things. This is absolutely tremendous from Brian Nicholas, bike number 16. You can see, as I said earlier, the differentiator is the number 16 is written with red on his bike, and that tells you that he is in the amateur category. At the moment, Anish Shetty leading. He is fairly ahead of Kayan Zubin Patel, followed by Vivek Pillai. These are the 3 in the professionals who are leading. And then you've got the likes of Joring Varisa, Brian Nicholas in the amateurs who are there in the top level. There you see bike number 11, that's Varun Patel. Bike number 18, that's Joring Varisa, the lad from Umrangso, also in the top 10. So that tells you that some of these amateurs are no pushovers. They're not here to make numbers.
And that's exactly what I was talking about with Kayan Zubin Patel when I said that a lot of these amateurs, with the kind of lap times that they were clocking even during practice and qualifying, are giving some of the pro riders a run for their money. They're clocking times that are better. And I think that just tells you, one, the program that Royal Enfield have been running to discover racing talent across the country in association with JK Tyre, I think has been fantastic. They've unearthed some great talent, and they've also got a system by which these young riders are being given an opportunity not just to be on the track, but also rub shoulders with the professionals who've been doing this season after season. And then you can gauge your progress by how well you're doing against the pros, not just how well you're faring amongst the amateurs.
Absolutely. I think the best way to improve is take that step up. And when you're rubbing shoulders, as you said, with the pros, the amateurs also improve their game. They also become better with every passing race, and that's always great to see, because then it creates that competition in this sporting event, and competition is good because that's where you unearth real talent. That's when you find the real champions. At the moment, leading the race, Anish Shetty, the lad from Bangalore. It's been a good day for Bangaloreans. We had Bhuvan, who went on to win in the Novice Cup category, also from Bangalore. Can Anish continue that trend?
Absolutely, he's doing very well at the moment. Best lap time of 1 minute 16.630 for this very seasoned rider. Looking at the timelines coming up on your screen, Kayan Zubin Patel is running second, a fair distance behind. Now the lead has swelled between the race leader and the challenger in second place, Kayan Zubin Patel. Vivek Pillai is in third, Ashish Patel in fourth. But in the amateurs as well, there's this an interesting scenario. This gives you a clear idea. Coming into corner one, look at the amount of gap that Anish D. Shetty has built up between himself and Kayan Zubin Patel.
I think we've seen this in the past as well. The moment he gets ahead of the pack, he continues to build that lead lap after lap after lap. His fastest lap, as you said, Raman, has been 1 minute 16.630. Just a shade slower than the fastest lap he put out in qualifying. That was 1 minute 16.597. Curiously looking on as things progress. This was that tricky turn. You can see still see the tire marks where Navneet tumbled, and that was the end of the race for him. But now Anish comfortably just peeps behind, says, well, nobody behind. Let's go out for a stroll at the Coimbatore Speedway. He's having a great run. Here is Anish Shetty.
It's about your entry and exit lines that you keep when you're going into those corners. That's the price that Navneet paid. But Anish, the experience that he has, you talked about how in qualifying he had a faster lap time. At the moment he knows there's no challenge. There is no one pressing him, no one challenging his top spot. So he's not overextending himself. He's not trying to do too much. He takes the checkered flag, notches up an easy win.
Well, why would you want to take that risk when you're about good 10 seconds ahead of Kayan Zubin Patel, who comes in at second? That's your race winner, Anish Damodar Shetty, on your screen. He's still trying to find his nearest competitor, looking behind, saying, well, I'm waiting. Where are you? Come on. He's enjoyed that race win. Missed out an entire round in the previous season, and then probably that's why he missed out on the championship as well in the previous season, although he is a former champion. And he's gotten off to a flying start. Gets a fist bump from his rival, from his compatriot. And there you go, the wheelies are coming in from Anish Shetty. He's enjoyed that race win. Coming in, Ashish Patel comes in there, joins the pack, bike number 4. So Anish Damodar Shetty comes in first. Then you got Kayan Zubin Patel coming in, and he was followed, if I'm correct, by Ashish Patel, bike number 4. As far as the amateurs are concerned, brilliant from Joring Varisa, brilliant from Brian Nicholas as well. These two amateurs, and Kabir Sohoj too, along with the Kabya Boro, all doing their bit in making this race, the opening race in this category, mind you, an entertaining one. Not the one Navneet would want to forget very quickly. Get this memory out of his mind and make sure he's back on the racetrack tomorrow with a fresh outlook, and just to see how he can try and get back in this contest. Brilliant from Anish. Started at P1. There was that initial battle between him and Navneet, but Navneet unfortunately had that little incident, losing balance at the back end of that straight and taking a tumble, and with that was the end of the race for him. So here are your winners as far as the professional category is concerned. Anish Damodar Shetty takes the checkered flag. Kayan Zubin Patel coming in second, and Ashish Patel taking the third place. And now there you see the race winner, bike number 2. He's enjoyed a few wheelies coming in from him as well, celebrating a terrific start to the season for Anish Damodar Shetty, the lad who comes from Bangalore. It's been a good day, like I said earlier, for Bangaloreans. Was a Bangalorean who won the Novice Cup race earlier in the day, and now it is Anish who's gone on to win the Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup presented by JK Tyre. Bike number 2, bike number 3 and bike number 4 taking 1, 2 and 3 in the professional category. Tremendous, flawless, one might say, from Ashish from Anish, beg your pardon, Anish Shetty. Absolutely flawless racing. Brilliant from him. And did a good job, did Kari Patel, to keep up with the former champion, because when he's on song, he is very, very quick. He's not easy to catch up on. And well, there he is. That's the man on your screen, Anish Damodar Shetty. So 2, 3 and 4 taking 1, 2 and 3.
What a race by Anish Shetty. Start to end, led from the front, took the checkered flag.
Yeah, I mean, the start I went a little defensive, but Navneet really took a leap of faith and dived into the turn 1. And I didn't wanted, to give the room. I wanted to put the battle down from the lap 1 because I started feeling comfortable with the bike. And I think he slightly overcooked one of the corners, and I think he crashed. I hope he's fine. So we didn't have much of a battle after that, but overall it felt good. Usually the races when you're alone feels very long.
Absolutely, but just that first corner. Talk us through that first corner. That's when Navneet just dived into the opening that he saw and went ahead briefly.
Yes, so I tried to take it as defensive I could, but Navneet really got in some faith and dived into the corner. He went a little wide, so which gave me enough room to stay behind him. But yeah, overall good race. We have 2 more races to go for 20 laps, and I look forward to put my head down and focus on the next 2 races.
Congratulations on the win.
Cheers.
Well done. There you have it, Anish Shetty, of course, race winner of race 1. Let's talk to Karen Zubin, who's come in second. How was the race for you, Karen?
So it was a really amazing race. I started from P3, managed to finish P2. Yeah, it was a tough race in the very first lap. Yeah, but unfortunately our fellow riders had a crash just right in front of me. So yeah, but this is a part and parcel. Someone will crash, someone will win. But yeah, it's a good start to the season. P2 in race 1, 2 more races to go this weekend. Just gonna stay focused and push myself to the next 2 races.
Well, congratulations on finishing second and wishing you well for the future.
Thank you so much.
Well done. That's Karen Zubin for you. He's coming second in the pro category. Of course, the man who's coming third, Ashish, we'll have to wait for him to join us. Yeah, there he comes. There he comes. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Lots of action ahead of you. You had a couple of riders go off as well. I think it was Raj and Sudhir Sudhakar who were involved in an incident. How did you cope with all of that?
To be very honest, I've had a bit of issue during the qualifying, so I qualified P8. Luckily, we had a good technician team, especially thanks to Ashby and his team. They sorted out the problem, and although I was at the back, there were two bunch were in front of me. So, and also the tire situations were like really critical, and not critical, but we had to understand what level we want to ride at initial first half of the race. So I managed that, and I saw some unfortunate crashes, but I'm happy to be at P3.
The important part is you made it through and finished on the podium. So it starts off well. The season starts off with a podium finish, so you are aspiring higher.
Absolutely, 100%. I'm far more motivated. After all, what we had this season, any which was I was looking forward to have a really positive one after I had my tibia fibula broken last year, so I couldn't race. So I was more hungry this year, but I'll be looking forward to grab the P1, not the P3 or P2.
Well done, Ashish. Congratulations on a podium finish in the pro category. Now remember, when you talk about the Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup, you've got not just the pros but the amateurs riding on this grid as well. 12 pros, 12 amateurs. We're talking about the amateur category now. Well, you were giving some of the pros a run for their money. Of course, you've gone on and won in the amateur category. But just talk us through the race.
This is my first race, so it was very exciting. First things are always exciting, not just a race.
You've made it memorable as well with a win in the amateur category.
Yes, and it's all luck. So I'm not going to boast something hard work. You have to be lucky. And it was a great fight. I let the pros overtake. I learned a lot of mistakes I did. And it's a good start of a season. Hopefully I know my weakness now in the race, since this is the first race. Looking forward for a better.
Congratulations on the win in the amateur category, and wishing you well to give the pros a run for their money. We might just get to see you in that as well, in the top 3 overall. Well done. Well, you've got a couple of other riders finishing off in second place. It's great to see young riders come through. Talk us through your race.
So, first of all, it was our first race of the season, and I'm really not happy with my result. Second, but I thought of getting first, but then my bike in last corner, I was trying to shift my gear, but then it was like... So hopefully second, and I think I'll do better next year, tomorrow.
Just one more thing about, how was it like to actually not just have your fellow amateurs riding with you, but be in a grid with the pros, so you're matching your pace with the pros as well?
So I think this is the first time racing with the pros, and such experience, it's it's feel very good, and then overtaking a few of them, like matching up with the other pros, so it feels more good, and then I feel like I can go more faster.
Well, better luck for the next race, but congratulations on a second place finish in the amateur category. Well done. Of course, we have our third podium finisher in the amateur category. Talk us through your race, my friend.
Okay, so I was an amateur last year as well, but I couldn't win anything, so I came back hard, trained well. I'm on the podium in the first race, so I'm very happy.
They say the love for motorsport never dies. Once bitten, and you've come back to the track for another season. How have things been different from the previous season to this one?
Actually, the amateurs are a lot more competitive, like way faster. So I improved from where I left last season, and then the new amateurs are right there. So the competition is very tough this season.
Well, you've still, despite that competition, managed a podium finish in the amateur category. Congratulations on that race result. Well done. So there you have it, what's transpired in the Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup Race 1. Let's head back to Karthikeya in the commentary box.
kilometers and now there was hardly any slip. And the sides look pretty incredible. I think that's something that stands out from the tire. That is ultra precision. Comfort,
What a start to the 28th JK Tyre-FMSCI National Racing Championship. 2 races, both of them absolutely cracking. Brilliant stuff from Bhuvan Bonu in the Novice Cup category, while Anish Damodar Shetty in the pros, and then you've got Brian Nicholas in the amateurs taking the cake in the Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup 2025. Absolutely brilliant. You can see smiles all around. That smile is one you cannot forget. That's Diljit TS, the owner of DTS Racing. Ojas Survey of DTS finished 3rd as far as the Novice Cup category is concerned. So a start on the podium for DTS Racing. Brilliant stuff from Bhuvan Bonu of M Sport taking the checkered flag in the Novice Cup category. Abhijit Vadavli coming in second. Abhijit in his Momentum Motorsports comes in second. Those are the lads from the Novice Cup category. These are the winners: Bhuvan Bonu, Abhijit Vadavli and Ojas Survey. That's all it was about today. At least the trophies, the checkered flag, the win. We will be heading into the prize distribution ceremony very, very shortly. And what a day it has been for motorsports racing. Not just cars, also bikes. You can see the winning bikes of the Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup. In the pro category, it was Anish Damodar Shetty, Kayan Zubin Patel and Ashish Patel taking the podium, while in the amateurs, it was Brian Nicholas, Joring Varisa and Saran Kumar, bike number 26. Brilliant stuff. Not a great start for defending champion Navneet Kumar, who tumbled early in the race, and that was the end of the race for him. There was a bit of a crash around involving Sudhir Sudhakar as well. And as far as the Novice Cup was concerned, I think Diljit TS will probably have a couple of words with his team members, the likes of Lokit Lingesh Ravi and Pradeep Ashok, both crashing out, while the crash between Pradeep Ashok and Ojas Survey almost cost Ojas the podium finish, although in the end he managed to keep his sliding car on the track almost crossed it diagonally to stay in a podium finish position. But that was good control from Ojas Surve, the lad coming in from Mumbai, Navi Mumbai, to take third place in the Novice Cup category. Now we'll go to the podium where we have Raman Bunot for the prize distribution and presentation ceremony.
Well, you couldn't have asked for a better start to the new season, the 28th edition of the JK Tyre-FMSCI National Racing Championship, right here at the Kari Motor Speedway in Coimbatore. Of course, we've seen 2 races of round 1 on day 1, and it's time now for the presentation. Right, we'll start off with the JK Tyre Novice Cup, and the first race that we saw earlier this afternoon. To do the honors, may I request Mr. Karan AM, DGM, JK Motorsports, to kindly come up on the stage, please, to present the trophies to our podium finishers. Thank you so much, sir. Now, in third place for that first race, Ojas Surve from DTS Racing. That car kept going sideways. He somehow made sure that he steered it, kept it on track, and got it past the finish line. Congratulations. In second place, Abhijit from Momentum Motorsport. Abhijit Varaveli, yes, there you have it. That fifth pump tells you how important that podium finish is for him. But the race winner, the 15-year-old from Bengaluru, from M Sport, it's Bhuvan Bono. Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to the race winner of race 1 of the JK Tyre Novice Cup. And now I would request Mr. Karan AM, DJM, JK Motorsports, to kindly present the trophies first and foremost. Of course, we've got the third place finisher. That is Ojas Surve, to the extreme corner of that stage on the podium. Congratulations, Ojas. Well done. That was the grip he had on that steering wheel when the car was going sideways. He kept it on the track. Abhijit Valavali, second place for him in this race. Well done. Mr. Karan AM presenting that trophy to him as well. And of course, the proud race winner. He's just 15 years old. And I'm not going to say weigh 250 pounds because he doesn't, but he is definitely the race winner. Bhuvan Bono from M Sport. Well done. Congratulations. And now I'm going to request the tuner from M Sport, Nanda Suresh, to also come up, please, and collect the tuner's trophy. The car was set up beautifully, and Bhuvan did not look back. He started off on pole and raced away. Took the checkered flag by the end of it. And it's all credit to the way the car set up as well, apart from, of course, the way it was driven. So congratulations, requesting Mr. Karan to present that trophy as well. There you have it, the tuner's trophy to M Sport. Well done. Time to pose for the photographs, please. And let's hear that round of applause be a little louder for them. Well done. We're off, ladies and gentlemen. The first race and the presentation of that as well. You want more pictures? Always, as always. Divided by podiums. Now I think they want everyone to pose together for this picture. Bhuvan, come on, give him a cheer. Right now it just seems as if Ojas is the one who's won the race. Look at his reactions right now. Come on, give it a smile. Yeah, show them the pearly whites. There you go. Well done. Congratulations, boys. Remember this, and this one's going to be captured on the lens as well. Well done. Congratulations to the three of you. Well, it's been an exciting first day, and of course we've seen the races not just in the JK Tyre Novice Cup but also races that have happened in the Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup. Of course, what we're going to do now is head into the post-match presentation for... Now it's working. Karthi, it needed you to say a few words on the mic for this to be active. Right. So we are set for the presentation for the Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup. And first up, of course, we've seen that race. And again, what a fantastic race it was. Incident filled, but in the end, we saw the winners come through. That mixed grid of pro and amateur riders on that. First and foremost, we start with the amateurs category first, ladies and gentlemen. And to do the honors and present the trophies, may I request Mr. Vaibhav Nijavan, Team Manager Motorsport, RE, to kindly come up on stage, please. Thank you, Vaibhav. You'll be the one doing the honors today. And the podium finishers, as far as the amateurs category is concerned, in third place is Saran Kumar. Let's hear it for the young lad. Come on. Was there last season, said he wanted to come back, bitten by the bug of being here on the racetrack. Starts off race 1 of his second season on the podium. In second place was Joring Warisa. Let's have a round of applause for him. Had a good race. And of course, he's hoping for bigger, better exploits in the races to come. Congratulations, Joring. And the race winner in the amateur category, Brian Nicholas. Brian, can we have you come up, please? Some of these amateurs have been giving the pros a run for their money, to say the least, in terms of the timings that they've been clocking. And now it's time to present the trophies, please. I'd request Vaibhav to do the honors. The third place, of course, trophy goes to Saran Kumar. Congratulations, Saran. That smile on your face talks a lot about the dedication that you've shown. Well done. In second place, Joring Warisa. This young lad's going to go places, that's for sure. For the moment, he went from the starting grid to the finish line and was second. And of course, the race winner in the amateur category, Brian Nicholas, congratulations. Clean race and finished far ahead of some of the pros as well. Well done. Congratulations. This is your moment of glory, boys. Can we see you hold up that trophy? Yes. Just hold it up for the shutterbugs. Gents, did you get a good picture? Great. Thank you so much. Congratulations, boys. Well done. Great start to the new season. Thank you, Weber, for doing the honors. And now we move on to the professional category. And to present the trophies here, I'm going to request Mr. R. Govindarajan. Mr. R. Govindarajan, Head Product Testing and Validation, Royal Enfield. Sir, can we have you up on stage, please? Let's have a round of applause for him. Thank you so much, sir. He's the man who's going to be doing the honors. And in third place in the pro category, Ashish Patel, an incident-filled race. Ashish is the man who ends up on podium in the end. Well done. Had some issues with his bike towards the end, made sure that he finished on the podium. In second place, Kayan Zubin Patel, can we have you come up on stage? Well done. He's been grooming some of the amateurs as well. Said, all right, I'll put in the hard yards as a pro myself. And now, of course, the race winner, Anish D. Shetty. Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. Fit as a fiddle. And the race winner today. Well done. Congratulations. A very eventful race. Heart does go out for Navneet for the way he did crash out towards the middle. But in the end, those are race incidents that do happen. I'm going to request Mr. R. Govindarajan to now please present the trophies. First up, it's the third place finish. Ashish Patel to the extreme right, sir. The third place finish. The second runners up, of course, is the third place finish, sir. Congratulations. Well done, Ashish. The second runner up in this race. Well, my mic seems to be acting up a bit, but I'm so happy that the bike didn't act up too much for these guys because they finished on the podium. Well done, boys. Second place, of course, Kayan Zubin Patel. Congratulations. Let's see that cheer go up a little louder. I'm sure, yeah, there you go, everyone. Thank you so much. And of course, Anish Damodar Shetty, the race winner here. Can we have that winner's trophy for him for race one? Thank you. Pause for the shutterbugs, boys. Well done. Congratulations. There you have it. Those are the cameras that you got to focus on now. Let's hear it for the podium finishers one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! Well done. Thank you very much. Congratulations. That's, of course, all that's happened as far as day one of round one is concerned of the 28th edition of the JK Tyre-FMSCI National Racing Championship. It was just Saturday. Super Sunday is coming up tomorrow. We've got more race action for all of you. So do join us then. That's all for now.